Hi everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Today I wanted to show you how to do a quick study sketch on how to do these coneflowers. So I had posted a video on how to draw these little chickadees, and I had a couple of people message me that saw this picture and wanted to learn how to do the coneflower. So I'm happy to teach that today. I want to show you how simple it is by doing tiny little techniques on how to create a three-dimensional looking flower. So grab a pencil, an HB pencil like I have here will work, and an eraser if you have one, and some scrap paper, and let's get drawing. So in order to achieve 3-dimension, you want to learn where to darken things and where to lighten things. So we're going to start with just drawing the simplest of forms right now. What's nice about these flowers, they have a very unique looking structure. Their petals go down while they have a big cone on top. So let's start with the big cone. I'm just drawing on the back of an old book here. So I'm going to start with like a gumdrop shape. So I do a straight line across and a dome on the top. And that's my gumdrop shape. The next thing I want to do is draw a line through the center and down to the bottom. And this is going to be my stem, which we'll adjust later. The next thing we're going to do is some petals. So you're going to do up above the gum line bottom here, you're going to go above it, and you're going to bring down a wiggly line, loop it around, and bring it back up. So a little bit narrower and a little bit wider at the bottom. Narrow at the top, wide at the bottom. You're going to do the same, you can do it again. You're going to go above the gumdrop, bring it down, do a little point, bring it back up. Let's do another one here. Bring it back down, loop it back up. These have very kind of feathery edges, these these petals. That's why nothing has a straight line. We're going to do another one over here. And let's do one over here. So just wiggly lines right now. So now we can erase the lines we don't need, which is the base of the gumdrop and the stem going through the center. Because these petals are in front, we wouldn't see those things. So now they're in front here. Let's add some more petals. So let's put the petals behind petals. So we're going to do one, let's say, coming out under here. So we wouldn't see the top of it because it's covered by this one, but we'd see it emerge at the bottom here. And bring it up and then stop, because we wouldn't see it's tucked behind this one. Let's do one over here. So we wouldn't see it how it joins here. We'd see how it comes down underneath and loop back around. We can do one here, bring it out and tuck it back in. Let's do tiny little ones in the back. So we're going to bring a line out and curve it, and a tiny little curve here. And then we'll bring another one out here and just a little curve, so that these two are rotating around. So you can see the flower would continue around that gumdrop. We can do another one even back here if you like. And you can put as many or as few as you like. So what I like to do now is just bring a vein down into these petals. So I'm just following the curves that I've created. If it goes straight, then they'll have a straight one. If it bends round, it will have a bended vein. I'm just going to give them all a little vein. And then we're going to work on the actual gumdrop itself. So what we want to do is no longer have it look like a piece of candy, but turn it into the spiky top that these coneflowers have. So I'm just going to erase the dome. I can still see a trace of it. So what I want to do now is just take and scribble with my pencil the kind of spiky top. I'm not going into super detail, I'm just implying the texture that this flower would have. I go straight up the top, and as I work my way down the sides, my lines go sideways. And then I just kind of repeat a broken line inside, and I just keep repeating. I don't want to fill in all the paper. I just want to indicate that texture. And again, very loose, very simple. I don't want to have white knuckles while I'm drawing. I just want to be relaxed and doodle. And for every drawing that I do keep, I probably throw about 10 away. So don't try to, pressure yourself into making a perfect sketch your first time out. Just have fun with it. Enjoy the process and learn something new. So now we've got our dome. which looks more like a sphere than it does just a circle, because we've given it that texture and we've darkened at the bottom. So now we got to tell the viewer here which petals are in back and which petals are in front. So what we'll do is we'll take our pencil and I'm holding it way back here because I want a very loose light line, and I'm going to color in my back petals. I'm not worried about being perfect in the lines. I can always use my eraser. But as I color the ones that are stuck underneath, that are not getting as much light, I'm now showing you and the viewers, while you're drawing, how it pushes these front petals forward. And you'll see it emerge as you're doing it yourself. So this one's tucked behind, so I'm going to darken right here. This one's tucked behind. I'm going to move a little closer now. And I'm going to color this in. And this one's behind, so we'll color this one in. Trying to keep my hand out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. This one's tucked right in the back, so we'll darken that one. You can see I went into the other petal, so I can clean it up with my eraser if I have to. So now you can see that these guys are sitting a little further back underneath these other petals. But we want the drawing to be cohesive, so now we're going to add a little bit of this textured pencil into the other petals. But we're not going to go quite as dark. And maybe not fill in all the petal. Just put it down the center a little bit and fan it out. Just so that these colors, you can tell that the petals are going to be all the same color, just some are getting light and some are not. I'm just going to slowly color it in here. And again, if you feel like it could be darker or lighter, just use your eraser or push harder on your pencil. So I think I'll lighten this area up a little bit more. The top of the flowers would get the most light. Just lighten that back up. Whoop. And we've created this nice little three-dimensional looking flower with all these petals tucked behind each other. You can bring back the vein a little more if you like, a little more detail in the veining. This is just a quick sketch, so this is not super high-end detail. This is just to capture the form and create the illusion of a three-dimensional flower. Okay, so now let's focus on the stem. So this tiny little line is not going to be thick enough, so we need to thicken it up. You have to think about the weight of the head of this flower on a stem and how fat you need to make it. So I just sketch it in. I like to put a little bit of a shadow, darker at the top, and then we've created our flower. So now I want to ground it. I feel like the weight is at the top of the page, and composition wise I want to balance it out. So I'm going to add you can add another flower down here if you wanted, or you can add some leaves. So I'll show you how to do the leaves really quick. So what I do is I just draw a line, and then I give myself lines going off those lines like these. And then I'll do another one over here, a little shorter. And now what I'll do is I'll continue around these. And as I come down and I'm about to bump into one of these, I go up high and I squiggle and I go out and I squiggle back. I go squiggle, squiggle. Now I decide, is this in front or is the leaf in front? So I'm going to put the stem in front so it stops and continues back over here. So now my stem is in front of this leaf. I'm going to put this leaf in front of the stem. So I'm going to move up, squiggle, squiggle, go across, squiggle, and just repeat it on the other side. So now I have to erase what I wouldn't be able to see and put my piece in front. And there's my stem behind. All right, so now you can color it in a little bit. Something going on here with my camera. There we go, sorry about that. All right, so now I'm gonna color it in a little. I'm gonna add that charcoal And same texture as the flower, same kind of element so that it all ties together. I'm not worried about it being perfect. Again, these are just quick little sketches. And like this leaf, you know, isn't very accurate. It's just a nice little sketch. It implies a leaf. We recognize the flower. And then I'm just gonna do this one really light. And you can see I'm holding the very back end of my pencil. I'm not worried about staying in the lines. Just relaxed. If going outside the lines drives you crazy, just take your eraser and clean it up after. So now I'm just going to go over with a little bit more detail. So I'm just gonna pull out the line of the stem so it sits in front of this leaf and fades behind my front leaf. I can go a little bit darker on this back leaf. I don't want to go too dark because I don't want to lose it against my stem, but I could give it a little more drama. Going over with one more coat. You can darken up the veining if you want. Give it even a little bit more vein. I hope you keep all your sketches too, because what's really fun is looking at them, you know, 3 months from now and seeing how much you've evolved in your drawings. You know, I've been drawing for years and I'm still learning something new. All right, I'm just gonna darken the vein on this guy. See, very loose, just sketching. Not worried about being perfect. And there we go. We created a 3-dimensional looking flower in what, 5-10 minutes? So don't forget to sign your work, that's important. And then you can just take your sketches and glue them into your journals. And like I said, start at the beginning of the journal, glue your sketches in, and every time you sketch something new, any subject, stick them in, and as you fill up your journal, put it away, and then look at it a couple of months from now, and you're gonna see the evolution of your skills, and it's really fun to see. I love it. That's one of my favorite parts about teaching is how people suddenly realize they can do it. And again, just put yourself in a really relaxed, comfortable place, and just have fun with it. So I hope you liked today's tutorial. If you do, please subscribe and hit that like button and leave me any comments, how to improve my videos or what you would like to see in future videos, and I'll be happy to do them for you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.